Morning traders, and this is your Dow Jones day trade setup today. So the volatility is continuing. Now, for me right now, we have this pin bar from the previous week, which is still very much in play. Obviously, we need to wait for a break above it, get a weekly close above it for it to be considered properly in play. But the fact that we're moving down is not really relevant at the moment because we could find some structure and then suddenly bounce up and close pretty high as well, which would then give us another indecision bar where buyers are stepping in. Now, there's a lot of noise around recession, and if you look at what happened in the markets yesterday, I mean, the US markets pretty much across the board were down 3%. And if we just come to the daily, you'll see the massive engulfing bar here. For me at the moment, though, I think we need to treat this whole picture here as a range. Okay, so it is either a double bottom brewing or it is a range that is brewing for a second move to the downside, which is pretty much going to be something like that, which would then come and test through those there. There is some structure here, and that is a logical area, logical target at the moment. So I think for now, I don't see us breaking out of this week. So I really don't see us breaking out of this range this week. The challenge is, I mean, this thing is massive. It's how volatile this is. It's 1,200 points. I mean, it's not something that you normally see on the US markets, a range this size. So, trick for me today. Let's just delete this. Okay, so here's the thing. I mean, we had this massive move to the upside, then we sort of consolidated, rolled over, and then fell quite hard yesterday. It's, for me anyway, this was structure building for a long, obviously the reason why you've got this massive move to the downside is stops were triggered, which just accelerated the move to the downside. Okay, we've now broken through some levels, and we're going to use these levels on the on the 3 hour at the moment. Just want to double check to the right. So we do have a bit of a piercing pattern here that's formed. Not really a proper piercing pattern. I'd like to close higher up, but we do have potential for a double bottom or bottom of range. It depends how you want to look at it. So for me at this stage, I favor the shorts right now, but obviously I want to see a bounce. So I want to see a retest of 25779. Okay, that's kind of what I'm looking for. And the way the volatility's been going, I wouldn't be surprised to see us flipping bounce all the way back up to the top of the range. Okay, so there's some structure that's forming here, but the question is whether the structure is forming for a bounce, a proper bounce, or is it forming for a move to the downside? I think that's what we need to focus on. So if we start looking at the hour, I mean, you'll see here playing with the 200 EMA until eventually falling through, crossing over, and then just accelerating for the downside. Okay, so oscillators are also grouping to the downside at the moment, so that's also indicating I need to be looking for a level. But I also would expect a second move. To be honest, this is the first move, and it's a very strong move to the downside. So I'd expect some consolidation, some move to the upside. Technically it would be nice to come back to the 200 EMA. That'll probably be around a 61.8 Fibonacci, and then get our second move to the downside. So for me, short it is, just not from this level. I want to see a move to the upside, and after a move like we had yesterday, I do suspect we're going to consolidate today. Unless more news comes out, that's going to drive the markets down even further. So I am looking for shorts, just not from this area where we are. I'd like to see something. I'll take a stab at one at about 27,780, and then even it'll be a very small position with a stop quite far up. And then even if we get to the 1 hour 200 SMA, then I'd be interested in taking another one and a stop up here. Okay, so sort of scale in my shorts. Okay, so that's kind of the plan that I have for today. I'm looking for shorts, just going to wait for some structure before we get in. Pointless going short when the stochastics look like this and my Williams percentage R is below the negative 80. Rather want the Williams percentage R at least to be up the top and the stochastic sort of in the middle of nowhere. It is starting to prove. If you look at the half hour, you can see the half hour's already got some structure, and we've already broken through that little trend. Okay, but anyway, I'd like to see a bit of a deeper pullback, so I want up to this level here, 25,780 is what I'm looking for. Okay, anyway guys, that's my view today. Hope it helps, and I'll catch you later. Cheers for now.